Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
This is When Rom Met Com, the podcast where we break down what makes a date movie a great movie. We're currently working our way through Vanity Fair's list of the 42 best romantic comedies of all time to see if they had us at hello or were a big mistake. Huge.
Oh.
I'm Jack, and joining me as ever is my flighty American friend who I only meet at weddings, Nora Perone.
That's me.
And joining us today is Pilar Alessandra.
Another flighty American friend.
But I've never met you at a wedding.
That's true.
Pilar is a script and story coach, international speaker, author of The Coffee Break Screenwriter, host of On the Page podcast, now in its 18th year, and a professor in MFA screenwriting at the University of North Carolina School of the Arts. That's a hell of a load of credits right
Yeah,
there.
wow, that's a resume.
Very fancy. Mm-hmm.
And you deign to come talk to us.
Oh,
on this
you know,
dinky
it's
little
Sunday. What else? All right. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yes, well, today we are talking about Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Oh, yes. Yes. This is the one I picked.
I like that you were surprised by that in case we hadn't informed you. It was a twist.
Oh, I was so excited about this.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you on. I love that, it's a big British movie and I'm the only Brit on the show talking about it.
And that is kind of funny. That really is. Is it true that the two of you really have always met at weddings?
No, that's not
No,
true.
no, not at all.
Bad.
We've never been to a wedding together.
Too bad. We'd have Charlie and Carrie all over again. Oh well.
Oh no, Nora has much more of a personality.
Oh, then Carrie.
You know what? I have to agree. I love this movie, but yeah.
Before we jump into this, Pilar, could you give us a little bit of your history with rom-coms and perhaps tell us about any of your favorites?
Whew. Well, I think I'm more of a Nora Ephron kind of rom-com person. I love rom-coms with a good story. I am not, to be honest with you, a big fan of what has been going on lately, which I think is sort of a big homage to formula that might have started as an homage and might just be formula. I think that there's a bit of a trend right now to just be like, oh, it's adorable when we have all of these tropes. But the best rom-coms are the ones that try to defy the tropes, which is why I think I like this movie so much. So I can't say I am like a huge rom-com person. People do assume I am because I am a lady, but that is not always the case.
It's true. It's we've been talking about this lately, the definition of a chick flick, which is a phrase I don't really like. But other than Four Weddings, do you have any that you do like? I mean, I'm a big Nora Ephron fan as well. Mm-hmm. We've got plenty of Nora Ephron to talk about on this list.
Sleepless in Seattle, definitely. Of course, When Harry Met Sally. I love Richard Curtis in general. Even though Notting Hill isn't like my fave, I love his writing so much. And he did another one called Out of Time.
About Time.
Again, wildly romantic.
Yeah.
But what I love about his stuff that he seems to have done since Four Weddings is he loves to have that little high concept twist. Yesterday, which is not a rom-com, but has its own romance. In a way, is it?
Oh, I'd kind of argue that it is a rom-com.
Do you think it is?
I think so. I think because a lot of it is, it's about a lot of the trials and tribulations come from his relationship with Lily James.
Oh, that's true. It's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah.
I like Yesterday. I think it's a mad movie. But I
love it. I love it. I mean, that's what I think Richard Curtis does so well is that he adds these little high concept twists to small romantic movies. And it's terrific. I mean, you could look at Groundhog Day as the same thing in a way. Yeah. Again, with Andie MacDowell. But I would say all those kind of movies that are sort of small but interesting, those are my favorite kind of rom-coms. What are the two movies that you think are crimes for not being on the list?
We've talked about The Holiday not being on the list. There's only one Nancy Meyers film on the list, which is Something's Gotta Give. And The Holiday seems like something that really should have made it.
There's no John Cusack representation on the list. And I love Say Anything and I love Grosse Pointe Blank. Grosse Pointe Blank is a little bit of a different kind of rom-com.
Yeah, I think that's more considered, a crime comedy, don't you?
Again, I think the romance is very important to it.
You're a softie.
I am a softie.
It's romance everywhere.
I love films where people kiss. That is my favorite type of movie.
I should probably give it more of a shot. Send me a list, like
Ooh.
tell me what I should catch up on and stop being such a cynic.
Oh, we can do that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's get into this. I've got some stats for us. We're talking about Four Weddings and a Funeral. This was directed by Mike Newell. It stars Hugh Grant, Andy McDowell, Kristen Scott Thomas, Simon Callow, James Fleet, and Rowan Atkinson. Cameo from Rowan Atkinson. It was released on the 13th of May, 1994, after it debuted at Sundance earlier that year. It was made on a budget of £3 million. I haven't got to talk about a budget in pounds before.
Oh, hey.
And it had a box office of $218.5 million.
Wow.
Crazy.
As well it should.
This was a huge hit. And it has a Rotten Tomato score of 92%.
Should be 98.
IMDb describes this as, over the course of 5 social occasions, a committed bachelor must consider the notion that he may have discovered love.
Yeah.
What? I'm sorry. You know how I am about log lines, Jack, right?
I do.
No.
I love reading the IMDb synopses because they're all terrible. Nora, do you have the Vanity Fair description?
Who doesn't love a movie that opens with characters shouting fuck, fuck, fuck as they scramble wildly to make it out to a friend's wedding? Everything about Richard Curtis's Four Weddings and a Funeral seems determined to unravel the traditional rom-com, even as it wore its sentimentality on its sleeve. Instead of one marriage, there are a whole slew of them. A fairly central character is killed off, precipitating the funeral of the title, and the movie's object of desire, an American woman played by Andy McDowell, actually marries another man at one point. The ensemble cast is charmingly quirky, particularly the late Charlotte Coleman, but Four Weddings is known for launching Hugh Grant on his long career as an awkward, floppy-haired, stuttering romantic hero who somehow overcomes his deeply British reserve to confess his true feelings. It's a messy romp that opened up territory for decades of rom-coms to come, and that is Joy Press.
She just took everything I was going to say.
Okay, let's all go home.
Podcast is over. Oh, well. It was nice.
I think it's interesting to call it a messy romp. I actually don't think it's very messy. I think it's actually really nicely structured.
I think it's really nicely structured too. And I think that's the magic of it. Just to get a little inside screenwriting for a second, is what she's saying is messy is the fact that there's a million characters, right? But those million characters are all paid off and they intricately weave into a very simple structure, which has to do with each wedding. So for any screenwriting people out there, Act 1 is that very first wedding that sets everybody up. Act 2A is the wedding of those two guests that met. And now we're kind of getting Carrie and Charlie together, right? The midpoint is she's not going to leave her fiance. Act 2B is her wedding to the wrong person. End of Act 2B, somebody drops dead. Low point, funeral.
Yeah.
Act 3 is the will he or won't he with his wedding. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because stuff like that makes me happy. So it's a very simple structure.
It's amazing. The structure is there in the title. It is Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Yes.
Am I right that there's only one scene that takes place not on the day of one of those weddings or the funeral, which is the wedding dress shopping little section?
Oh, the little pretty woman montage that everybody has to throw into a movie at the time. That is interesting. I wonder if that was thrown in because of the tropes of the time, because it is the only thing that stands out to me as not really fitting and feeling very like I said, very Pretty Woman.
It's funny. It feels that sequence of her counting through all her past partners. It feels like Richard Curtis was almost cribbing from Seinfeld at the time. It's also, this is 94. It's the year of Pulp Fiction as well. It's the sort of the year of people talking about nothing, but having great meaning. I
think it's one of my favorite dialogue-driven scenes in movies because of the game of it, right? And then you've got that great button at the end about him. I appreciated it a lot because I was 28 years old when I watched this movie. Okay, you can stop doing the math now. Here was this woman, this was not something you saw a lot, who not only had slept with somebody when she met him because she liked him, okay, and nobody made a big deal of it, but was very sweetly going through her sexual exploits the way that a man might, but she's doing it in kind of this whimsical way. And again, not being judged, you know, and it's a long list. And that was really kind of revolutionary.
It definitely feels it for the time.
Yeah. And I think Elaine on Seinfeld was a revolutionary character too, because she also had that point of view. So you're right. Maybe there wouldn't have been that scene without that show.
There is a nice clip actually from Julia Louis-Dreyfus's podcast going around at the moment where she is talking about like how important Elaine feels to her and how important she was to the time.
She wasn't a woman, in quotes. She was just another human being with a very basic equity, the equity of sexual desire. It's a sexual subject, sure, but it's equal opportunity. It's not gender-based. It's just human. This was absolutely groundbreaking and hysterical and wonderful.
She was amazing. Yeah. And everything I dressed like her. I dressed like her and I had the Carrie haircut. Clearly, these women influenced me.
You mentioned the wedding dress trying on little fashion show scene as feeling out of place. It's also the scene that made me actively dislike Carrie.
It was a really selfish thing to do. Yeah.
A truly awful thing to do.
She does several selfish things throughout this movie.
Every time we cover a movie for the podcast, I watch it twice. And this one I had seen years and years and years ago. And I watched it a couple months ago and I was like, this movie sucks. And then I watched it again this week and I was like, okay, yeah, actually, I always liked the supporting characters. There were always things I really liked about it the first time, but I was so pissed off by the central couple. And this time I watched it with a much more generous view towards Carrie and tried to figure out what her motivation was for acting awful to him. And I think I figured it out. When he makes his best man speech at the beginning and he says, oh, I could never get married, she reacts so strongly to that.
She does. I noticed that this time around too.
Right? So she spends the rest of the movie going, well, this is never going to happen, so I have to put up this wall, but also I'm really, really drawn to this man. And I think that wedding dress scene is her way of trying to like shake him into being the person she wants him to be. If I can make him just jealous enough, he will say he'll commit to me and I can call the whole thing off and marry this guy instead. And it works because he runs after her and goes, I think I'm in love with you. But then she tries to get him to be clearer and he won't do it. That is the only nice explanation I can give to how awful she is in this movie.
You know, it's funny having, again, seen it for the first time when I was 28 and then seen it for the second time yesterday. Okay, so 31 years later. And I felt the same way about that character that you did this time around. But at that time, I felt, look at that person being free and complicated. And why can't she show off here and then keep her commitment there? Like I totally fell for her then, but no, I felt completely the same now that you did. It's interesting, you know?
Why can't we all be as flighty as Carrie?
Yeah, why can't we? And as selfish, right? I honestly think, now that you brought it up, that is just probably a great excuse to put Andie MacDowell, who is gorgeous, in different dresses.
I do love like a dress fashion show scene in a movie.
How did you feel about the bonnet? Pilar, we have a history of bonnets on this show. I maintain that I think Nora will look great in a bonnet.
I think bonnets look great on other people. I do not think it's for me. Did you notice that all the dresses she tries on in that scene are the dresses that the women are wearing in the snapshots, the Where Are They Now snapshots at the end?
Yes, I thought that was great.
I only got it from the bonnet, though.
Yeah.
That was cool. But no, I am not pro-bonnet. No. Keep that thing off your head. Yeah.
You know who is really likable in this movie is Kristen Scott Thomas.
Shouldn't she have been with him? That would
right?
Be, yeah, they had so much better chemistry than
yes.
Yes.
I feel like we haven't for a while talked about scenes that make us burst into tears while watching them.
Oh.
But this time I watched the Kristen Scott Thomas admitting, I've always loved you, Charlie.
Yeah.
And the scene where he's like there holding her hand, and I just I was inconsolable watching this yesterday.
Were you crying really?
Oh my God, I was crying. I cry very easily, I should say. Like, sit me down in front of Adam Sandler's Click and I'll burst into tears.
Oh my God.
But this really got me. I think it's a very relatable situation to be in, and I think she delivers it beautifully, and how I think many of us who've been in that situation would deliver it, or would want to deliver it.
Mm-hmm.
Although, you know what's interesting about it is that usually when people say something like that, they're saying it in the hopes that, you know, they're wrong and actually the other person does love them back. She is 100% certain that this is not going to go her way, and she tells him anyway.
Which I love, actually.
Because he just told her in the seconds before that he is in love with somebody else. And that seemed to be the decisive factor.
Yeah, because he's never been in love before. And maybe she's like, maybe one day he will fall in love.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's that he can't love anyone. And now she's like, oh, he can. And I was here the whole time and it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But
Ouch.
since we are all in agreement that Andie MacDowell is just sort of meh in this, I think we're all in agreement that it really would have been great if it was her, right?
Yeah, I'm Team Fiona.
But we wouldn't have had the story, but still, yeah.
Because I love Andie MacDowell. She's so charming. She's so delightful.
Oh, she's great.
It's just no amount of charm could save how underwritten that character is for me.
I don't know. I just think she was kind of flat in her performance. She might have been, I don't know, maybe on the newer side at that point, or I don't know.
She had just done sort of Sex, Lies and Videotape, and the year before was Groundhog Day.
Was it?
Groundhog Day was before this?
Groundhog Day is 93. This is 94.
Really? Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That seems odd. Yeah.
Because God, she's exceptional in Groundhog Day.
Maybe she isn't comfortable just being the pretty girl.
I mean, they went. I also think she joined the cast quite late.
Yeah.
Because it was going to be Janine Triplehorn.
Oh.
Her father passed away.
Oh, wow.
And she had to drop out. And they wanted Marissa Tomei.
She had a sick family member, so she turned it down and has regretted it ever since.
I actually think Marissa Tomei would have worked really well.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Because she would have been just coming off of My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Where she's incredible. A film I recently described to Nora as You'd Like It. It's like Juror number 2 if it was a rom-com.
Right.
Not that I actually think it's not a rom-com. It's just got rom-com energy. I don't want to be negative at all, but yeah, Andie MacDowell is not the thing that keeps me coming back to this movie. And I've seen this movie a few times. What does keep me coming back, and I think it's a really lovely representation of being the single guy at the wedding, which has been me several times of late. And I think it nails the highs and the lows of that really beautifully, and it nails the friendship at the time. I think in my notes I wrote it's the Gen X guide to going to weddings.
Yeah.
But I think that's fine. I think that's actually a great snapshot. And I'd love to go to some of these weddings. Some of them look a little stilted for my liking. Carrie's wedding is not my vibe.
Right.
I hate all of the weddings, not in terms of the story, but in terms of I would not plan any of those weddings.
Yeah, well, it's not 1994 anymore.
That's a good point.
Look,
That's a very good point.
I was going to a lot of weddings at that time too. I mean, this could not have hit me at a better lifetime. I had a group of friends just like that. I still have that group of friends. Weirdly, none of them got married. Isn't that strange?
Just like the friends in the film.
Yeah. So I had that whole group, and at that age, 28, you start going to all these weddings, and it just becomes the thing that you do. And they were more traditional, even mine. I met my husband the next year. Even my wedding was more traditional because there was a big wedding culture of do it up and look like a meringue, frankly.
My favorite wedding that I would have liked to go to from this is the first wedding. I think that's the one that looks the most fun.
They were at least dancing.
Yeah, and dancing to Elton John. Crocodile Rock is their dance, is their wedding dance song. Great. They seem to be having fun, and you get a good best man speech from Charles.
Yeah.
That's true. That was a very funny speech. Although if it was true, the anecdotes he was telling, that was a horrible thing to say in front of a crowd of people.
I don't think the sheep was true.
Oh,
so.
not the sheep, but he was like, oh, the last couple I was the best man for.
The divorce.
He slept with her mother and, all of that.
I think it was a joke.
I think it's a joke. He says that it lasted 2 days.
Yeah. So, yeah. He's so charming, Nora. Everything that comes out of his mouth. We love him.
It's true.
As someone who has done a best man speech, it is a frightful thing to do because there is that weird balance of being funny and being charming. Luckily, I straddle that balance very well.
I've also done one because the actual best man at my best friend's wedding is afraid of public speaking. So they just had me take his spot.
Did you read his speech?
No, I mean, I wrote a speech.
Oh, okay.
How'd you do?
I think I did really well.
Yay!
I have to share my opening joke.
Please.
Okay.
It might be the worst joke I've ever written, but people kept coming up to me throughout the night talking about it, which was I got up and I said, hello, everybody. You might not know me, but I am the best man. And this is the best man's speech. And this is the best man's peach. And I got out a peach and bit right into it for some prop comedy. And throughout the night, it was a wedding in Liverpool. And throughout the night, I had Liverpudlian guys coming up to me and go, oh, that bit with a peach, mate. Amazing.
I actually love that joke.
And that's why we're friends.
Pilar is smiling so politely.
As she should. As she should.
While nodding, I'm shaking my head. No.
No. And she's the professional, so I really think you should take her assessment over mine. What would you say if that was in a screenplay that Jack submitted to you?
I would have other characters reacting to it by rolling their eyes a bit, perhaps.
I don't want to tell you how much stress it was to get that peach.
Well, look, I don't envy you. Best man speeches have definitely that, and proposals. They have been so trumped up. And I think also because of the movies, right? Movies always reflect life and life reflects movies. And, wedding culture changes based on what you see on screen. Then you want that, right? And you want that proposal and you want that speech and all that stuff. What I liked about this movie is it says, yeah, we are all a victim of this, of wedding culture. And we have to go through these motions. But what is it really about in the end, right? It's really about this bonding of people. And the fact that at the very end, can I give it away?
Yeah.
Please do.
At the very end that they have vows of, will you not marry me for the rest of my life? Is, there's this big commentary on it. We make it all about the day and it's really kind of meaningless in the face of true love, So,
Yes, you were preaching to the choir being me. I completely agree with all of that. And actually that proposal, quote unquote, that he gives her of, would you like to not be married to me for the rest of your life, is my would do for this. Or it's one of them. I had a couple. I have a backup, so I'll use my backup. Although the first time I watched this, I was like, I do not have a single would do because everyone makes terrible decisions from beginning to end.
Boy, you really hated this movie.
And Nora's a lot more amenable on some of these movies than me. Please listen to our Never Been Kissed episode for an example of that.
Well, I am now. I just needed a minute to sit with it. It has a similar feeling to Notting Hill for me, where it's just an American woman treats Hugh Grant really awfully for absolutely no reason, and then they get together and it's not quite earned.
Not quite my have done, but as someone who's dated American women who've treated him awfully, I relate to the movie.
Oh, Jack, I'm so sorry. On behalf of my country.
Yeah, same. Me too.
I apologize. I do that a lot now. On behalf of my country, I apologize.
I wonder why.
I hear you.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
Yeah.
We'll have to cut that in case Nora ever wants to go home.
But you're so right about marriage and commitment are not necessarily the same thing. Love and marriage are not necessarily the same thing. I have a friend who, she said to me once, people forget that at the day after the wedding, you've got a husband. People want the ring, they want the wedding, they want the honeymoon, they want the wedding shower and the bachelorette party, and they forget what it's actually about.
Yeah,
and I think
absolutely.
this movie does illustrate all of that really well. That's not the point.
Yeah. So funnily enough, to complete this viewing of 4 Weddings last night, I decided to watch for the first time One Red Nose Day and a Wedding.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I just saw that. It's the sequel to it?
The semi 13-minute sequel. Yes, Richard Curtis is a big patron of comic relief.
Okay.
Isn't it his charity?
I believe it might be, or at least he's one of the big people behind it. And he also did this for Love Actually. They did Red Nose Day, actually.
Cute.
I had to search this out. This is not easy to find online. They've kind of buried it a bit. But one of the things I found interesting about it is they explicitly go on to say that Carrie and Charles never got married.
He doesn't have a ring in the Where Are They Now photo with their little girl.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
They live in sin.
That would betray the audience because that was what they came to is love. You don't need a wedding, you know? And I think I actually believe that.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of glad they kept to it.
Yeah.
Like, they make like some comments about, oh, maybe we should have done it at some point. But they were like, no, we're happy.
Yeah.
And their daughter is marrying Fiona's daughter.
Wow. That's how much it goes forward in time.
Yeah.
When was this done?
2017?
Yeah, not that long ago.
Wow. I want to see it then.
It's Lily James is Charles and Carrie's daughter, and Alicia Vikander is Fiona's daughter.
Oh, I totally have to check this out. Okay.
I mean, it's a lot of repeated jokes from the first movie, but it is like it's one of those things where it's just like, oh look, it's the cast back together. How nice.
Okay, I'm dying. And as soon as I hang up with you guys.
Speaking of Hugh Grant, though,
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I'd love to talk about Hugh Grant because I believe he's the actor who appears most on our list because we have him in
Two Bridget Jones movies and this one.
And Notting Hill.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 4 movies. And I think he is like a complete icon of the rom-com genre.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is his sort of like starting point for that. And I think actually the movies we have kind of cover him at all different kind of points because you have him sort of starting as this sort of like, oh yes, hello, kind of Brit. Let me quote the Partridge Family. And then you have him going to Notting Hill where he is sort of like at the top rung of romantic male leads. And then you have the change with Bridget Jones where he's become slimy and embracing that sort of counter version of himself that, I mean, we all really love. And then Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy is this setting that he's in now, where he's the elder statesman, and he's one of the sort of most beloved like actors around in England, who is very much just like become one of his own characters in the way he acts in real life. And I just think it's really interesting to see that progression and see like here where it all starts and then looking at something like Mad About the Boy where he's completely settled into something new. And I love that for him. I think he's great. He's one of my favorite things.
Well, I think I think you make a really good observation, you know, is that people change. Right. Mm-hmm. They change over time and they don't always change. They don't always stay the adorable boy man that he is. And they could actually become the crotchety guy that you identify with as your dad, you know? And yet that person still has a love life, still has romantic interests, still has, you know, a story to tell. So that is kind of interesting. Hey, let's throw Heretic in there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, but I think he is someone who's completely embraced this change throughout his career.
Mm-hmm. I think he was desperate to reach that change.
Yeah.
I think he did not enjoy being labeled as the romantic comedy guy.
No. So he's gone out of his way. I think that is what Heretic. It was Heretic, right?
Heretic was that, yeah.
I think that's what it was about. It was like this real, like, give me the most unlikable, scary guy on the planet.
And he's great in it.
He is.
And I will always shout him out for Paddington too, which is a perfect performance.
From what I hear from everybody else, it's a perfect movie, which I still haven't seen.
I know, I haven't seen it either. It's very American of us to have not seen it.
I know. We should do this.
On a recent episode, Jack pitched that he thought Paddington 2 should have been nominated for Best Picture that year. I reserve my opinion on Paddington 2 because I haven't seen it yet.
That's fair. You should reserve your opinion on something you haven't seen.
But speaking of Best Picture nominees, this movie is a Best Picture nominee. And I looked up what were the other nominees that year, and I thought it was crazy. Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, Quiz Show, and Forrest Gump, which of course ended up winning.
Wow, that was a great year for movies.
It's a wild year when you also look at like what else, like one of my favorite movies from that year is Ed Wood.
Oh yeah, Ed Wood was terrific.
It could have very easily been alongside the Best Picture noms.
So there's a book that we reference a lot on this podcast called From Hollywood with Love, which is kind of about the history of the rom-com. And there's a whole chapter on Four Weddings and a Funeral. And there's a little anecdote in it about how they won quite a big award in France. It was like the César Awards.
Oh, yes.
And it was the best foreign film category. And it beat out like Schindler's List.
Wow.
And while they were at the award ceremony, they snuck over to one of the organizers and they went, "Hey, can you just tell us if we didn't win? Because we're guessing we didn't, but just in case we're not getting drunk and we'd quite like to get drunk." And their response was, "What are you talking about? Steven Spielberg is in the audience." They took that to mean Steven Spielberg wouldn't have flown out here if he hadn't won. So they were like, great. And they got drunk and then they won. So they had to go up and be like, "Yes, thank you for this honor."
Well, but that's perfect, right? That is perfect. It's right in keeping with the movie.
It's very much art imitates life.
It's a very British sort of farce kind of thing. I just really loved it.
This also gets the nomination for Best Original Screenplay, which makes sense. And goes on to win 4 BAFTAs for Best Film, Best Direction, Best Actress in a Supporting Role for Kristen Scott Thomas, and Best Actor for Hugh Grant.
She doesn't really do much. Kristen Scott Thomas, that tells me what I always felt around that time whenever the Academy Awards came around. There were so few roles for women at all that anybody who existed in a popular movie was nominated. Because it was like, oh, wait, I think there's a woman in this. Let's nominate her. Because even though Kristen Scott Thomas was, wonderful in that scene, what else does she do? She's just a buddy like everybody else.
I mean, sometimes that's what does come down for Best Supporting Roles. I feel like you can do one scene. Far be it from me to take away their Academy Awards, but Jennifer Hudson and Anne Hathaway have one song that really wins them those awards.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Also nominated for their performances is John Hannah and Simon Callow for Best Supporting Actor and Charlotte Coleman for Best Supporting Actress. And I love Charlotte Coleman in this movie.
I'm blanking. Which one was she?
She's Hugh Grant's flatmate, Scarlett.
Oh, she was great.
Right. Yeah.
She was terrific. But you know what? I think that Duckface does not get her due.
I love Duckface.
Right. You are right.
Yeah, she's great. And she actually gets to do something. She has to be hysterical. She has to be elated. She has to go through a whole bunch of interesting things in that movie.
I will say, very sadly, Charlotte Coleman did pass away at a very young age.
Really?
In 2001.
Wow.
But she leaves such an impression in this movie. Like, it's a really, really incredible performance. I was reading there was like a deleted scene which sort of gave the backstory to all the characters, which is that they all went to uni together, which is very appropriate for these type of
That's
events.
the vibe they have.
Yeah.
Like, I would have known that even if I didn't,
Apart from Scarlett, who they found sleeping under Charles's table after a house party one day, and she just never left, which I kind of love as a plot point.
Yeah, which I like. I really loved the connections of everyone. There's a reason everybody's always at these weddings.
Oh, actually, I'll say there's not for somebody.
Oh, yeah, Carrie.
Carrie.
Super. Why is she flying over from America every 10 minutes to go to a wedding?
Also,
does she know them?
Why are they all at her wedding? Because it seems like none of them know them or her or Hamish.
Yeah, completely. It's because she doesn't really have very many friends in the UK, and she was trying to pack it out with people she'd met once that she liked, I think. That actually made sense to me.
I don't know. My husband was watching it for the first time with me yesterday, too. And he said the same thing. He was like, why is she there? And I always just took it as, well, look, if she had a connection to the people at the first wedding, it makes sense to me, since they're all connected, that she would be at the other weddings. I kind of liked the lack of exposition about it because I just felt like, well, that would be a waste of time to be like, how do you know so-and-so? Oh, I know so-and-so from such and such, just like, well, that's not romantic. So
yeah, true.
I don't know. I guess I just suspended my disbelief on that one.
I mean, it's true, because I often say on this show that I like characters who have like their own history that we don't need explained to us. but we can just pick it up. I guess I just don't pick it up entirely in this movie.
Yeah, well, she doesn't exist except at those weddings.
She's a ghost.
Truly.
Which would be a great twist.
Actually, I guess I would love that.
Yeah. Well, that's very Richard Curtis later. Like, and it's a ghost. Yeah.
You know, Charles makes reference at that awful second wedding. It's the ghosts of girlfriends past.
Yes.
Know? Like, it could have been a huge hint to where this movie could have gone.
Ghost of Girlfriend's Future.
Yeah, we could have fixed this script. It could have won the Oscar for it.
I want to say something in defense of Andie MacDowell, which is people hating on the "was it still raining? I hadn't noticed" line.
Oh, that is a terrible line. But it's not him. He didn't write it badly. She said it badly.
So I actually think my read on it is she's joking. She's making a joke, but she doesn't make the joke very effectively because she's a bit stunned by this situation. And it works for me. And I get why it doesn't work for other people.
Like, she's definitely joking because she's just come there in the rain. Like, his first line to her when she turns up is like, "Oh my God, you're drenched."
Right.
Like, she's noticed.
But she's making a joke that falls flat. And I think that is the character making a joke that falls flat, as opposed to Andie MacDowell, the actor, making a joke that falls flat. Like, that's how I read it. Is she's like, "I don't know, I said a thing and trying to be cute and it was stupid, just kiss me again," which I think is quite charming.
You are very forgiving. And remember, I love this movie so much. And that is the only line that just makes me, because it is so, the kissing in the rain and that line, these are the only cliches of this movie. And when she's like, "Is it? I didn't notice." It's like, it's because I'm here and our love is keeping us dry. Like, that's what it's supposed to, that I believe is the intention of it.
Amazing.
And it's terrible. I do think if Hugh Grant said it, it would be funny.
I would have loved to seen you in this part, Pilar.
Me? Oh, you know what?
Our love is keeping us dry.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Stunning. Best supporting actress.
Thank you.
Actually, as someone who did see it on its release, it is kind of bad. This film really took off. For several years after it came out. It was the highest grossing British film ever in America.
Wow.
Is this like the beginning of like the Anglophilia?
Like the sort of American fascination with
American.
British culture.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think, because I guess as somebody who was always fascinated with British culture. But yeah, Hugh Grant, he left a stamp. Like everybody wanted a Hugh Grant.
He was the Tickle Me Elmo of his day.
Yes.
What?
You know what else got really popular out of that movie was the poem.
Yeah.
Auden's works started selling out, and how cool to have a poet that suddenly is trending. And one of my friends actually named his kid Auden off of that movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think actually that's something that we should talk about a little bit is the sort of change in tone when we do get to the funeral. But I think the movie does handle like that tonal shift very beautifully, and it leads into, I think, a great scene between Charles and Tom where they are walking along and discussing what love is to both of them. And you have Tom talking about that lightning bolt moment that you get with him and his cousin later on.
Second cousin's daughter, shut up about it. Let him find love.
That was weird.
It is weird
that why would they say that?
Yeah, they could have just not.
They sort of set it up to be like, oh, well, that's a reason we shouldn't.
Yeah. Why did they say it? Right, exactly. Yeah. It just puts this
making it weird.
Yeah, it did make it weird. Yes.
It's very British.
It is, right? Very British royalty.
It's because like look at like
he is rich. Yeah. He is the 7th richest person in the UK.
I love that. I love that conversation when they ask him if he's the richest man.
Because you talked about bawling over Fiona's confession of love scene.
Yeah,
I obviously sobbed through the funeral.
Yeah,
it's so beautiful. The poem absolutely broke me, and everyone being so sad. Like you talk about getting that background and just watching all these people react at this funeral. You were like, this guy was so loved, and you see his relationship with all of these people.
And also just even the fact that he's introduced as his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he is bold enough to say, I love you.
Yeah.
And I remember, watching it through certain eyes in a certain generation and now rewatching it, I remember being quite shocked, like, oh my goodness, he's actually saying it. Like that was a huge deal.
Yeah. So obviously there's way more LGBTQ representation now than there was in the 90s. But this
How about
was so...
any?
Right. But this was so wildly ahead of its time in that they were just casually also there.
And there was no gay panic in this, because usually if in the 90s, there would be some form of like, oh my God.
Right. That's what I mean. Ahead of its time with a lot of things. No gay panic, no slut panic, no, like it was just people being who they actually are.
Yeah.
The way that life is. Yeah.
We also had a deaf character.
Yes.
Who was like one of the coolest characters in the film. And that was never, the fact that he was deaf was never a problem or an obstacle. It was just a fact about him.
I love that him and Hugh meet up outside the BFI. They're going to see some rep screening and hopefully subtitles.
And his big declaration of love is on the South Bank. And I was like, I know that spot.
I've made many a declaration of love there.
Haven't we all?
Yeah.
Most romantic spot in London. Probably is, actually.
Yeah.
I loved the brother relationship. That Richard Curtis never lets that go. So even when he's doing his big speech in sign language to protest the wedding, at the end of it, he says, and your fly is down.
Yes.
Which I just thought was great, because it's like they're always digging at each other. It is so real and so cool.
That's true. If you don't look at the weddings and like the wedding dress fashion, this could be set right now. Like their relationship feels very contemporary.
Yeah.
And the language and the representation, it's just those wedding dresses that date it.
Well, see, the reason that I think I'm getting disillusioned a little bit sometimes with contemporary rom-coms is the folding in of the other characters would not happen very well now. I think that it would be given a really superficial sheen. So I guess, Nora, I want to ask you, since you weren't charmed by the main characters and their story, which absolutely makes sense, did the supporting character stories, did those do it for you?
So I adored the supporting characters the first time around. I was just very frustrated with the central relationship. And then the second time I watched it, I was much more on board with the central relationship, but still felt that it was not sort of top-notch rom-com couple.
I'm with you. I think that the best part of this movie is the friendships.
Yeah.
You could have just made that the entire, like, I like just catching up with these people at the different weddings they're going to. And everybody has their own little growth and changes. And even like Fee at the end wearing color.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't love. It's very Breakfast Club coded.
Carrie wears white to the first two weddings. She sucks.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that.
She also wears that ridiculous black hat to the first wedding.
Yeah, her whole personality is mysterious. Mysterious and slightly inappropriate is like her whole thing, which honestly, I dig that. It's just
that's not far from you.
Fair enough. But it's just not quite realized enough for me.
I never even thought about that. You know, I mean, look, she's just pretty. That's really the only connecting thing with them, is that like it's the see somebody across a crowded room and attracted to each other thing.
Their sex scene is very charming. Like their banter is really nice. Like I get why they like each other. I get why they connected immediately. Like it's understandable that she's charmed by him. It's understandable that he's charmed by her. Although, can we think of any other movies like rom-coms, romances, where the couple has sex in the first 30 minutes of the movie? Because that's also very bold.
Anyone But You.
Yeah.
They have sex right at the beginning of Anyone But You.
No, they don't. They sleep. Like they fall asleep on the couch. They don't actually have sex.
What?
Yeah.
Rude.
Pretty Woman, but that's a contractual, that's a transactional sexual encounter.
Right, exactly. Spoiler. It's exactly, they don't kiss. The big, consummation is that kiss. So in Pretty Woman. So we're still building up to that. Yeah, that's why I thought it was like, wow, that's so contemporary.
Yeah,
for sure. I was thinking of a comp for this movie, and I wouldn't compare it to any other rom-coms. I would say the big comp is Bridesmaids.
Interesting.
Because Bridesmaids is all about friendships, and it's all about surviving these bridal traditions that are imposed on you until you get to what it's all about, friendship. right? Same thing with this movie. This is imposed on you till you get to what it's all about. True love, and there's that ensemble of sort of fun that's around the whole thing and creating those set pieces. So these two movies live on the same planet.
For me, this ties in quite nicely with When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah. The friendship.
I really like films that deal with like progression of time.
Mhm.
With Harry Met Sally, you're stopping in at different intervals in their lives. And even like, not so funny, but the Before trilogy, like you are very much just like dropping in on these people's lives at different intervals. And I love seeing relationships grow like that.
They only exist in these 4 weddings and a funeral. And it's like what we present in these moments. That's why, like, putting this on the list of rom-coms, I would put this on a list of comedies. Like, I wouldn't say it is, because I think there are certain expectations with rom-coms. And if you aren't vibing with the choices that the couple is making, then yeah, you're not going to like it. But as far as like a movie goes, one of my favorite movies of all times, I would watch it as a character-driven comedy rather than a rom-com.
But funny enough, I do find the movie romantic. And it might just be the setting of weddings that does it for me.
There's so much love. Everyone's fallen in love all over the place. It's delightful.
I think that's it.
And also, I have accidentally given the impression that I didn't like it. I would say I do like it. I just don't like love it.
You hate it. It's fine.
It's okay, Nora. It's okay.
I think one of the most romantic moments for me, weirdly, is how excited Charles is to see Carrie at that second wedding. The way he just lights up.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. No wonder we're all in love with Hugh Grant,
I love that he always seems to abandon whatever plans he has for her.
Yeah, real.
That getting out of the car in the middle of the road, I have done that. Where you're just like, okay, I said I wasn't going to do this. I changed my mind. I'm really sorry. I got to go. But by the time I would get back to that person, they would have gone,
Right, right. Because you're not in a rom-com.
The fact that she was there. Yeah, exactly. It was.
It's like the answer the phone happy if you're going to get bad news acting trick. Have you heard that? It's like if the person's going to tell you something good, answer the phone sort of like sad or neutral. And if you're about to get bad news, answer the phone with a big smile. So then you do the like, And him seeing her at that wedding and he's so excited. And then she's like, oh, my fiance, Hamish. And his face just falls.
Yeah.
It's so effective. And I was invested in the romance because I was also upset when that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hamish.
But we've just kind of discussed a have done. Do we think we should start moving into our wrap up segments?
This is a really fun show, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, what a smart thing. First of all, to take a genre that so many people love, a well-curated list, and to give it the kind of attention that the two of you do. It's really great. I'm so happy to be on this. Thank you for asking me.
I'm going to cry. I'm definitely not editing that out. That's staying in.
Well, I, as I say to a lot of people, our vibe is to make you feel like you're watching a rom-com with us. And I hope that's the vibe we're giving off.
You are. Absolutely.
Best song?
Best song. I know like the Wet, Wet, Wet song is the song that like swept the nation when this came out, and then Richard Curtis made fun of with Love Actually.
Yes,
but it's not for me because the song that is for me is "But Not for Me."
Oh, you want the sad one?
I went
that
for
is
that.
a great song. And no matter who sings it, in this case, it's Elton John.
It sums up a lot of like the Charlesness of this movie. I think it's really a lovely use of that song, and it's a great song. I mean, it'd be hard to find an Elton John song I don't like, so.
I suspect the Elton John version will not be on Spotify, so would you settle for a random other version?
I will settle.
You will settle.
But I let's have some hope.
Okay. I did go Love Is All Around for my best song because it felt too obvious, but then I was like, we gotta.
You feel it in your fingers?
I do. I feel it.
In your toes?
I do.
I was torn because I thought it might be fun to add to this playlist an ironic version of Stand By Your Man.
I almost did that.
because they, that couple that won't stop singing at the wedding,
who are back for the sequel, I can tell you.
Amazing.
I was tempted to add in Can't Smile Without You. I'm like, this list is severely lacking in Barry Manilow.
But there's also this really lovely cover of Smoke Gets in Your Eyes that I caught when they were dancing at a certain point. I was just like, oh, that's just such a pretty version of it. So I would like to also just sort of throw that in as but it was just there. So I wrote it down, but.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we're also never going to be averse to a show tune.
We are big show tune people.
Would do, wouldn't do, have done.
What would I do? I would freaking walk down the aisle in one of those meringue dresses because I did not, and I secretly wanted to.
Oh,
that's too cool for that.
I do think the meringue dresses kind of look great. Like there is something poofy and fun about it.
I love a poof.
Yes. I totally wish I'd done that now, and I would do that. I wouldn't. Are we on the wouldn't?
You go for it, yeah.
As much as I loved that scene, I wouldn't go through every single man I had ever slept with and tell this to the guy that I had a major crush on. Like, no.
I probably would.
No, even my husband never got that list. So that's no.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my wouldn't do first, which is I wouldn't invite a twice one night stand to my wedding.
Yeah, that was on my list too.
But my would do is I would go to the wedding of my twice one night stand.
That was also one of my wouldn't do's. I would not do that.
I would go for the drama.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And my have done, I've got two. I have hidden a girl from someone else at a wedding, which like it's the scene where Charles hides her from that boorish man at the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
I've definitely lived that where like someone's like, this guy keeps trying to talk to me. Can you please just like occupy him?
Oh, that's so noble.
And then I've casual chat during sex.
Why do you think it's called a honeymoon? No, well, maybe.
Which I love. But I'm like, yeah, that's real for me. Where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm having this. I'll tell one of my favorite stories just right now, and we'll see if it makes the cut. But Nora, you know this. I was with a girlfriend of mine at the time, and we were in the throes of passion. And whilst doing such a thing, my head hit the wall. And I, in the moment, committed to the bit and thought, oh, it'd be really funny if I pretended to be knocked out right now. This girl's on top of me and she's like hitting me, being like, Jack, are you okay? And then suddenly I was like, wait, no, this isn't funny. We're in sex mode. We should be normal.
Jack.
But I clearly wasn't in love with her. So,
yeah.
I think that's one of the funniest things I've ever done.
But I think joking is like, if you can easily joke with somebody, that is a sign that might be your soulmate, frankly.
So you didn't like the peach joke, but you were cool with that?
You just want Pilar to not have any respect for me by the end of this.
No, that's not true. I just want her to like me more.
Well, you're more likable.
No, I cannot choose. I'm in love with both of you. That will be our rom-com. There you go.
God, this love triangle.
Amazing. We're going to have to find a cast for you because we've already cast ourselves in a rom-com. I am played by Natalie Portman and Nora is played by Mark Ruffalo.
Obviously.
Oh, how cool.
I'm assuming you don't want to be played by Andy McDowell.
Oh, no. Me?
Yeah.
Me? Well,
no. But you did such a great impression of her earlier.
I really, so I get to cast anybody?
Anybody you want.
Well, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the person I would, having followed in every footstep that she's done, including Veep. I used to like dress.
Yeah, I was going to say, you were vice president?
No, Jack, do you remember when I would come to London and teach?
You had these wonderful outfits.
Do you remember all those dresses I used to wear? So I used to dress like Veep all the time. That was my thing.
I don't think I said earlier, I don't think I mentioned this on the pod, but I have I've engaged with lots of Pilar seminars on screenwriting. They are incredible. She's opened up a lot of ways that I found my storytelling flowed more. So strong recommendation there.
I miss London. I miss teaching there. One of these days, I'm going to come back and do it all over again. Yay.
Jack, you never did a would do.
I did.
What was it?
My would do was I would go to the wedding.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right.
My wouldn't do and would do were linked.
Well, my would do is I would learn sign language because I saw a really hot guy at a wedding who was using sign language.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that as a plot within the movie. It's so like not focused on, but like when you see her with him later at the other weddings, and I'm like, yeah, great.
So sweet.
Yeah.
I also, if my friend was the best man and forgot the rings, I would absolutely go track them down some rings from the congregation. Like I would be all over that. I'd be like, I got it.
Aww.
That's such a great beginning to the movie.
It is.
Like it really sets you up for the tone
Yes.
you're in for.
I'd find some better rings, I have to say. I would have done a better job of salvaging that situation.
I like the skull ring. Badass.
Have you ever seen that viral story online about the ugliest engagement ring ever? It was this big, like amber heart-shaped. It looked like a...
Why are you bringing up my engagement?
Look it up if you haven't. Ugliest engagement ring ever. It was sort of similar to like the big heart-shaped ring that they used in this, only the one in the movie was much better than this one. So yeah, look it up. My wouldn't do, I would not marry someone that none of my friends like.
Oh.
Them all talking about how much they hate Duckface and she hates them. And he's about to alienate the most important people in his life because he just wants to get married because he feels like that's what he's supposed to do. It's such a red flag if all of your friends hate your partner.
Also feels like he doesn't like her very much.
Right.
No. It makes you wonder about the proposal scene beforehand. Like, how was he bullied into that one? But I'm glad they didn't show it because we would have lost complete respect for him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that relationship because I actually love like her progression through the weddings because you've got her at the first wedding where she's just absolutely insane about him. I'm worried about you, Charles. Oh! Which honestly, I feel like I've lived through that. I have lived through that at a recent wedding. It's horrible.
Oh yeah.
And then you have her being like kind of cool on the next time she sees him when she's with a different partner.
But they make a point of her being mean to her dad as he's walking her down the aisle, just so that we're cool with what's about to happen.
The same way where she hits away like whoever's hand it is when she's at the getting ready for the wedding.
So they're like, just by the way, we don't like her. Therefore, it's fine that he's about to treat her abominably in this scene.
I love the little wedding invitation where her name is covered up. Like, ooh, who's it gonna
Who is
be?
it?
Yeah, I do love that.
And you can just see an eye. So it could be Carrie.
It could be. Yeah.
Right.
It could be Fiona.
My have done is that I have been to exactly 4 weddings and 1 funeral with the same British man, that being my boyfriend. I counted the other night, but we went to the funeral before we went to any of the weddings. I met his entire family at his dad's funeral.
No, that is the weirdest thing. Oh my God. Weird. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, yikes. have you met them since? I would.
Yeah.
Okay,
his family's great. We get along very well. And I think I provided a distraction that they all kind of needed. You know, so it worked out fine.
Distraction.
Yes.
Right. Can I tell you a story that is incredibly romantic?
Oh, yes, please.
My husband was doing kids' parties when we were dating. And that should have been a bit of a red flag, but I thought it was like really funny. But anyway, so he couldn't afford an engagement ring. So he proposed with a kid's ring that was a smiley face ring. So he proposed with one of the party rings.
Oh.
And the way I knew he was serious, though, was he proposed with that. He gave me a little charm that said something blue that you can sew into your wedding dress. And he gave me a big ass stack of wedding magazines. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yes. Nora, you feel what I'm saying.
Yes,
right?
I do.
Right. And I was like, this man is serious and he is totally for me. But yeah.
That's so thoughtful. Who would think of that?
A guy who can't afford an engagement, right?
But another man would just like give you a sticky note with an IOU on it, you know? That's so nice.
Why are you making fun of my engagement?
Yeah. Rom-com Braydow.
The rom-com Braydow.
So part 1 is we're rating on a scale of 1 to 5.
Mhm.
So leads / chemistry, supporting characters, and story.
Mhm.
And then the second one is we're kind of trying to numerically assign a score to what the genre is. So 0 is all romance, no comedy. 100 is all comedy, no romance. 50 is the perfectly balanced rom-com. Where does this movie land?
So let's start with leads and chemistry.
I went 2.5.
Yeah.
I went 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I'm right there with you. I'm 3. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
just because I love the movie, this is the sore spot. There is not any chemistry, but I don't think it's the writing. I think it's,
Hugh Grant is carrying a lot
Yeah.
on that 3 for
he
me.
really is. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Supporting though,
5.
5.
5. Absolutely. No.
I've said it so many times now, but if you're not getting a 5 on the supporting characters on this list, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah, because supporting characters are so important in a rom-com.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I care about the couple, but we need the other stuff too.
Yes.
Yes.
Romance is important, but the friends you have backing up your romance is very important as well.
I agree.
And plot. I've gone for a 3.
I went 3.
Oh, for plot?
Oh, no.
Not because I don't think the plot, I don't think this movie is heavy on plot. If we were talking about like story structure, I would actually go 5 out of 5.
Oh, for sure.
But as a plot, as a story,
We should clarify it's
Yeah.
plot of a rom-com. So like if we
Yeah.
were doing Schindler's List, we
Yeah.
would be getting like a 0 because God, that's a bad rom-com plot.
This is so hard because after talking to you, I understand, like, yeah, you're right. But I don't know. I'm so caught up in the story. I'm going to have to at least go 4. I'm going 4 with plot.
Pilar,
Do it.
stick to your guns. It's so
Bam.
funny. The response I'm having to you as a guest is like, I perceive you as an authority figure. So when you disagree with me, I wanna cave and be like, no, you're right. You're right. Stick to your guns, girl.
It's my age. It's my
No, it's your
you get to a certain
credentials.
age and they're just like, yes, do as I say, even though I'm still making it up.
It's your resume.
yeah,
I'm like, she knows. Who am I? I don't know anything.
I'm gonna go 4 on this one.
Okay.
perfect. So now, yes, the 0 to 100, is it more romantic or more comedic? I've gone for a very nearly balanced 55.
I said 65.
Interesting. When I saw this in the email, I was like, well, it's 50-50. It's perfect, right?
Mm.
But after, again, talking to you, I would go 70, that it's more comedy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely think it does lean more comedy.
She agrees
Yeah.
with me.
There you go.
I leaned more comedy as well.
I win.
Okay, well, excellent. Pilar, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, I enjoyed myself so much. It was great. Thank you for including me.
Pilar, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Yes, of course, always. So everybody can go to onthepage.tv. That's my website. And there you'll see a bunch of recorded classes. I'm not teaching any live classes at the moment because I'm at UNCSA, but a bunch of recorded classes. They're like little 3-hour shots of writing feature film and writing TV and rewrite. And you will get an awful lot of information in a short time. I also do teach live every other week for Lee Jessup. She's a career coach. And if you go to leejessup.com and look at Screenwriter Support Group, I help with the craft session for that. And there is my book, The Coffee Break Screenwriter. Look for the one with the white cover on it. And then finally, the podcast On the Page, wherever you listen to podcasts. And Jack, I'm closing it out in July. Did I tell you this?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, after 18 years?
Yes, we will be hitting podcast number 1,000.
Oh,
Wow.
Yes. And I think 1,000 is a really good place to end something. So, no, I'm not retiring, but I'm just like 1,000. I'm done. And think about how exhausted you guys are, right? Could you imagine 1,000
no,
podcasts?
yeah.
God.
oh my God. It's like, well, I mean, what I'll say is you have brought 1,000 incredible like mini listens for people who are looking to write screenplays. Like, it's such an insightful podcast. I've listened to it so much.
Thank you.
So, you know, what a gift that you've brought to that community.
Thank you. It's not as much fun as this one, let me tell you. But yeah, if you're into screenwriting, check it out.
This has been When Rom Met Com. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at When Rom Met Com. There are links there to the Vanity Fair article, to our Letterboxd, and to any other fun things we found and want to share. You can DM us or send us an email at mail@whenrommet.com.
Get it?
We'd love to hear your thoughts on the films, what rom-coms you think should have made the list, your best would do's, wouldn't do's, and have done's, or anything else you'd like to hear about. If you've had a nice time today, please consider leaving us a review or following us wherever you get your podcasts. Next time, we will be discussing number 22, Moonstruck. Thanks for listening, and remember, we don't hate you, not even a little bit, not even at all. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.